Excellency, the Governor of Ondo State, Dr. Lucky Orimisan Ayodatiwa. Thank you. Thank you. Let us take the national anthem and the state anthem, please. Thank you. Excellency, while we're still standing, please let us pray.
Everlasting Father, we thank you for making today a reality. Thank you for our nation, Nigeria. Thank you for the president of this nation. Thank you for all his cabinet. Thank you for the governor of Ondo State and the governors of all the Southwest. Lord, we thank you for peace in this nation. We thank you for mighty works that you are doing. The Bible says, except the Lord build a house, they that labored in vain. We ask today, oh God, let the labor that is going on in review our constitution, let it not be in vain in Jesus' name. Give us the light of your direction, that we will all decide the right and do that which is right, and that we do that which we will elongate this nation and bring peace and transform our economy. Help us to decide it well today in Jesus' name. Thank you for doing it, Lord. We give you all thanks and praise. In Jesus' precious name we pray.
Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. Praise the living Jesus. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I welcome all of us to the Southwest Center B public hearing of Ondo, Osun and Ekiti states, put together by the House of Representatives Committee on the review of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, as amended, holding here this day, the 18th day in the month of July 2025, at the International Culture and Event Center, the Dome, Ondo State. Once again, we are welcome. Let me present to us again and again the host governor, His Excellency, Dr. Lucky Orimisan Ayedatiwa, the 18.0 Pro-Max governor, the governor of Ondo State. Your Excellency, you're welcome, sir. I would also like to introduce to us His Excellency, Senator Ademola Jackson Nuruddin Adeleke, the governor of Osun State, co-host, ably represented this day by His Excellency, Prince Kolawole Adegboyega Adewusi, the Deputy Governor of Osun State. Your Excellency, I recognize you, sir. You are welcome. We also have on the top table the Governor of Ekiti State, His Excellency, Mr. Abiodun Abayomi Oyebanji, the Governor of Ekiti State, and a co-host, ably represented by the Honorable Attorney General and Commissioner of Justice, Ekiti State, Mr. Ayo Apata, Senior Advocate of Nigeria. I recognize you, sir. You are welcome. May I also recognize our own Amiable Deputy Governor in Ondo State, His Excellency, Dr. Olaide Owolabi Adelami MNI. I recognize you, Your Excellency. You are welcome, sir. I would like to recognize the Speaker, Ondo State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Olamide Oladiji. Mr. Speaker, I recognize you, sir. You are welcome. Let me recognize the Chief Judge of Ondo State, my Lord Honorable Justice Ayedu Olusegun Dushola. My Lord, I recognize you, sir. Let me recognize Honorable Justice Eunice Aderonke Alade, the President, Customary Court of Appeal. I recognize you, ma. You are welcome. Your Excellency, I have the honor and the privilege to introduce to you the members of the committee of the House of Representative Committee on the Review of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, ably led by Honorable Abiodun James Faleke. I recognize you, sir. You are welcome to the Sunshine State. I would also like to recognize the Deputy Chairman of our committee, who is the son of the soil, Honorable Adegboyega Adefarati, the Deputy Chairman, a member, House of Representatives, representing Akure Southwest Federal Constituency, Honorable Adefarati. You are welcome back home. Let me also recognize another member of that committee, Honorable Rotimi Akintunde Oluwaseun, Honorable Oke Butsayo Wole, Honorable Ibrahim Tukara Kalu, Honorable Ogene Victor Afamefuna, Honorable Billy Osawaru, Honorable Obed Paul Shew, Honorable Olawi Rahim Adetuji. I recognize you, sirs. Honorable Sakariya David, and another son of the soil, Honorable Festus Akigbaso, Member House of Representatives, representing Idori Federal Constituency. I recognize you, sirs. You are all welcome. Also on the top table, I would like to recognize His Imperial Majesty, Alalelua, Oba Dr. Ajibade Badegashi Ogoye III, the Oloro of Owo, the Chairman, Ondo State Council of Obas, the Chancellor, Federal University of Technology, Babura, Jigawa State. I would also like to recognize His Royal Majesty, Oba Ayorinde Ilori Faboro, the Olojudo of Ido Ekiti, who is also the Chairman, Ekiti State Council of Obas, Kabiesi. I recognize you, Kabiesi. I would like to recognize the Secretary to the Government of Ondo State, Dr. Taiwo Fashionati. We also have with us the Chairman of APC Ondo State, Engineer Ade Timeyi, the Chief of Staff. I recognize you, Saprishago Mojua, and the Head of Bureaucracy, Mr. Bayo Philip. I recognize you, sir. You are welcome.
Your Excellencies, we also recognize members of the State Executive Council. We recognize members of the Ondo State House of Assembly. We recognize the head of security agencies from the federal to the states, the 3 states. We thank you so much. We recognize all the groups and associations, NGOs, my lords in all the 3 states, and members of the State Executive Council in Ekiti and Osun State, all interest groups from all the 3 states. Your Excellency, we now want to kickstart the program because it is important so that we'll be able to meet the time set for this program today. Somebody jokingly asked me, are we staying here today? Yes, this is a national assignment and very important for that matter. We want to bring to Excellency, we want to invite here to give the welcome address the chairman of the Southwest Center B of the House of Representatives Committee on Constitutional Review, distinguished honorable member, Right Honorable Abiodun James Faleki, to come and give the welcome address. APC.
I know I can't but recognize my party. Your Excellencies, our chief host, the Deputy Governor of Osun, the representative of Ekiti State, and of course, our Deputy Governor of Ondo State is also here, and my brother, the main host of today, the man I'd like to, if I was, I'm still having children, maybe I would have named one of my children the same as Dr. Lucky Orimison Aye Datsura. Excellency, thank you very much, sir. The National Assembly members who are here, my colleagues, the great men of this country, my KBACs, the speakers of the Houses of Assembly, the leaders of our various communities that are here. Thank you for creating time to attend this function. Today is a remarkable day. As National Assembly, we have debated several constitutional amendments that were laid before us, and there's a need for us to do a public hearing of those sections. And I know that so many of you here too were part of those that submitted those amendments. So my job today, all of us here, our job today is very simple. Is to collate your views, take it down to the Parliament for parliamentary decision. Those of us who need state creation, if you want your amendments to skate through, it's not only the House of National Assembly members, even the state assemblies are very important. So it's not about our job alone, it's about the job of all Nigerians. We note specifically special seats for women in our amendments, and I'm sure when the time comes, we will all look at it and see the workability and approved by state assemblies. So before I sit down, please, can we stand up for 1 minute silence for our late president? Silence, please. May his soul rest in perfect peace. Your Excellencies, like I said before, our job is very straightforward. We're here, sir, to collate your views, the views of your constituents, your states, and for us to take it down to the Parliament. We are not here to debate or discuss anything. We're here to collect from you, collate, and take it down. And of course, when the time for debate comes, it will go around the entire 36 states. May God guide us. Please, when it's your turn, you'll only be given 2 minutes, and we'll be very strict about timing. God guide us. Thank you very much.
Please, can we applaud the chairman, please? Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We appreciate you. Your Excellency, the Executive Governor of Ondo State, Your Excellencies, the representative of governors of Osun and Ekiti State, we're moving straight to the goodwill messages. And we'll start the goodwill messages from the royalties. So we'll go to the Kabiyesi Alayeluwa, the chairman, Ekiti State Council of Obas, who will present a goodwill message just as brief as just the chairman has done. Kabiyesi, long may you reign, Kabiyesi.
Your Excellency, the Governor of Ondo State, Your Excellencies, the Deputy Governors here, the Honorable Commissioners here, Kabiyesi Alayeluwa, all the Kabiyesis here, and all our people here, I greet you. Good morning. You're all welcome to this place. I bring you greetings from all the Obas in Ekiti, all the chiefs, and all the people of Ekiti State. I believe that the opportunity given to us today will be well utilized. I thank you for staging us, Mr. Governor, and we wish you a happy deliberation. Thank you very much.
Ilẹ̀ Yorùbá lẹ́kìtì ń bí gómìnà wa kọ́ wa pé káwọn máa pàtẹ́wọ́ fún kábíyèsí ẹ bá a ṣe kábíyèsí sí wọn. Ẹ ṣé. Your Excellency, we going to have the same representation from Ondo State. We're using our Kabiyesi, the Chairman Council of Obas in Ondo State, to greet the House and give his goodwill message on behalf of his brother Kabiyesi. Kabiyesi.
Your Excellency, the Governor of Ondo State, Dr. Lucky Urimisan Aiyedatiwa, the Deputy Governors of Osun and Ekiti, who are representing the Governors of Osun and Ekiti respectively, His Excellency, the Deputy Governor of Ondo State, Dr. Laide Adelami MNI, Right Honorable Abiodun James Faleke, Chairman Southwest Central B of this public hearing, my Lord, the Chief Judge of Ondo State, distinguished members of the National Assembly that are here, Kabiyesis, top government functionaries, particularly that of Ondo State that are conspicuously present here, various interests, security agencies, women leaders, party leaders, youths, women, and various bodies that are here. We thank God for this day, for this public hearing being held by the National House of Representatives. I believe that the sitting here will be very interactive, taking note of our various positions. I know that we will be happy at the end of the day. The conviviality of nature and the hospitality of the group of the government and the group of Ondo State will be available to all that are here. So we welcome members of the National Assembly to Ondo State, and we congratulate you for today, and at the end of the day, Nigeria will be so glorious. So thank you for coming, and God bless.
I will say, Kabiyesi, thank you. Long may you reign on the throne of your fathers. Your Excellency, we now move to Osun State to have the goodwill message from the government and people of Osun State. And the person to do that, just goodwill message now, not the presentation yet, is His Excellency, the representative of the governor of Osun State, who is also His Excellency, the Deputy Governor of Osun State. You just give your goodwill message, Your Excellency.
Good morning, everyone. Your Excellency, the Executive Governor of Ondo State, Dr. Lucky Ayedatiwa, Your Excellency, the Deputy Governor of Ondo State, Your Excellency, the Governor of Ekiti State, ably represented by the Attorney General, all members of the National Assembly here present, our KBACs, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Well, I bring good tidings from Osun State, and I welcome everyone to this meeting. I pray that at the end of the day, we shall have a successful deliberation that will make our country great again. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you, Your Excellency, for the goodwill message from Osun State. From Osun, please. Your Excellency, want to also welcome the Speaker of Ekiti State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Stephen Arebasoye. Mr. Speaker of Ekiti State, to welcome, sir. Please, we are getting set for the program proper. Please, we don't want people moving around, please. It's a serious national business, and you see His Excellency and all the governors from the 3 states seated. If you are late, there is no point greeting again. Please just walk straight to your seat and let us get business going. Your Excellency, we go into the technical session now, and somebody is here to give the summarized compendium of bills before the House of Representatives, upon which this exercise today is based. And the person to do that is the essay to the Speaker of the House of Representatives on legislative matters. I bring to the microphone Barrister Samuel Ajayi to come and give us the summarized compendium of bills before the Thank you, Your Excellency. Okay, sir. Okay, sir. We would like to have, before the essay to Mr. Speaker comes on board for his presentation, His Excellency, the Governor of Ekiti State, would like to give his own goodwill message. And goodwill message. Thank you.
Your Excellency, the Executive Governor of Ondo State, Mr. Lucky Orimiso Ayedatiwa, the co-host, Osun State, ably represented by the Deputy Governor of Ondo State, Mayebo, the Right Honorable Abiodun James Faleke, that's the Chairman, Southwest Central B, the KBACs, and the Chief Judge of Ondo State. The 1999 Constitution is the supreme legal document of Nigeria, and it has come under increasingly criticisms, and they renew the need to review it so as that it can be in tandem with the socio-economic and realities and political realities. And that is why we are here this morning. And I want to say that the Governor of Ekiti State, Mr. Biadu Abayomi Oyebanji, would have been here personally, but for some other state matters. He sent his greetings and apologies. And Ekiti State, as a major stakeholder, agrees with this program, which is being organized by the House of Representatives by virtue of Section 4, Section 6, and Section 8, or Section 9 of the Constitution, and under the rules of the standing rule. So we want to thank you very much for finding time to come to this, to come to Southwest and to have this discourse, which we think that it will seriously enhance the quality of the Constitution and to make Nigeria, and particularly Ekiti State, greater. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. We appreciate you. Your Excellencies, all of the parts of the protocols are respectfully observed. This juncture, may I bring to the microphone the Governor of Ondo State, His Excellency, Dr. Lucky Orimiso Ayedatiwa, to declare open the technical session. Please let's put our hands together, ladies and gentlemen, for the 18.0 Pro Max Governor, the captain of our ease in Ondo State.
You may have your seats. Thank you. We give glory to Almighty God who made this day possible for all of us to be here, alive, in health and in strength. To him alone be all the glory. Let me welcome every one of us to this great occasion as I formally acknowledge my co-host from Osun State, the Governor of Osun State, His Excellency Senator Ademola Nuruddin Jackson Adeleke, who is ably represented by his amiable and loyal Deputy Governor, His Excellency Prince Kolaole Adegboyega Adewusi, Deputy Governor of Osun State. Let me also acknowledge my co-host, the Governor of Ekiti State, who is unavoidably absent today. He gave me a call earlier on, but ably represented by the Attorney General Commissioner of Justice of Ekiti State,
Mr. Dayo Akpata, SAN, I recognize you. Let me also acknowledge my own Deputy Governor, Dr. Olaide Olabi Adelami MNI, the Speaker, Ondo State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Olamide Oladiji, and his colleague from Ekiti. Let me also acknowledge the chairman of this Center B, Southwest Center B, for House of Representatives Constitutional Review, Right Honorable Abiodun James Faleke. I recognize you specially and thank you for the good work you've been doing, and all the members of your committee that has come to Ondo State. Let me use our own member representing Akoko Southeast, Southwest, and the Federal House of Representatives, who is also a member of this committee, Honorable Adegboyega Adefarati, Omo Baba Peace. Honorable Okebusayo Oluwole is a member of this committee. Honorable Aji Abdurrahman, Honorable Ibrahim Tukura Kabir, Honorable Ogene Victor Afamefuna, Honorable Billy Osawaru, Honorable Obed Paul Shehu, Honorable Olawi Rahim Tunji, Honorable Zechariah David, Honorable Festus Akingbaso, our own Honorable representing Idore Fedore, who went to that chamber under the platform of PDP, but is now with us in APC. I recognize you specially. Let me also acknowledge my own SSG, Dr. Taiwo Fasorant, who has been working so hard to make this occasion what it is today, working with the committee. Thank you so much. The chairman of our party, don't forget that APC is the driver behind this review. The government of APC at the center, having the majority in both the upper and the lower chamber of the National Assembly. But for our branch here in Ondo State, the chairman of the party, Engineer Ade Aditime, I recognize you. Let me also acknowledge the head of service, Mr. Bayo Phillips, all our noble lords that are here in your large number. I recognize every one of you. Let me use my Lord Justice Akinton Sadebi as a point of contact to all other noble lords that are here, who has come to also be part of this occasion in their large numbers. Let me acknowledge members of Ondo State House of Assembly that are here, all of you. It's part of your work. You know, when the chairman of this Center B was speaking earlier on, that no matter what you do here or what we do, that the State Assembly is very, very critical. They are major critical stakeholders in constitutional review. So I recognize all Ondo State House of Assembly members that are here, the Deputy Speaker, using as a point of contact to all other members, Right Honorable Ololade Gbegudu. I also saw that members of Ekiti State House of Assembly, they are also here in their large number, and they accompanied the Speaker in when he was coming in. When they were coming in, you know, the chairman was asking me what is going on with the entourage of the Speaker. So I recognize all of you from Ekiti State House of Assembly. You are all welcome to Ondo State. Let me acknowledge members of Ondo State Executive Council members, all my commissioners and special advisor. I recognize every one of you. Let me use the Commissioner for Women Affairs and Social Development, Dr. Sheon Samaye, as a point of contact to all of you. So that they won't say we are not using any woman. We are not. You see how they all shouted because we call a woman. God bless you all. all other top government functionaries that are here, I recognize all of you. Our KBACs, I recognize our KBACs. Esheweku Dideo Adiakpe Lori, Bata Akpe Lese, and I will use the chairman Ondo State Council of Obas as a point of contact to all our KBACs from Ekiti State, here in Ondo State, from the various senatorial districts. His Imperial Majesty, the Olowo of our Obagbade Gesi Ogunye, the third. I recognize the KBAC and all other KBACs that are here. All other top government functionary, chairman of councils that are here, our religious leaders, chairman of board agencies and parastatals, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Today holds a pivotal moment in the checkered history of our great country, Nigeria. As we gather at the Southwest Center B public hearing of the House of Representatives Committee on Constitution Review, holding here in Akure, the capital city of Ondo State. This center is actually meant for 3 states in the Southwest: Ondo, Osun, and Ekiti. I feel a sense of great honor, pride, and privilege to welcome you all to this milestone event, which provides a veritable platform for us to contribute to the review process, ensuring that our Constitution truly reflects the aspirations, value, and needs of our people. As a people, we would like to express our profound gratitude to the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Senator Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, for his various efforts at deepening democracy and providing transformative leadership. The chairman of the Committee of Constitutional Review, Right Honorable Benjamin Okezie Kalu, the chairman of this Center B, Southwest Center B, Right Honorable James Faleke, and the entire members of the committee for choosing Ondo State as a venue for this important national engagement. We heartily welcome my colleagues, as represented here by the Deputy Governor of Osun State and the Attorney General of Ekiti State, especially also our brothers and sisters from Ekiti and Osun State. As we reflect on the core significance of this forum, we cannot but appreciate the essence of regular constitutional amendments, which fundamentally is to breathe new life into our grand norm, the foundational document of our dear country, ensuring that it remains relevant, effective, and responsive to the evolving needs of our people. This current exercise is a timely and laudable endeavor aimed at bringing the Constitution in line and strengthening it to accommodate the critical concerns and the most pressing needs of our citizens. It is an exercise that presents an opportunity for us to re-examine the framework of our governance structure, to identify areas that require reform, and to make informed amendments that will enhance the stability, security, and development of our great country. We note with great interest the 13 thematic areas encompassing over 80 proposed bills itemized by the House of Representatives Committee on the Constitution Review to be considered for possible amendment. The official position of Ondo State on each section are contained in our prepared memorandum for consideration by the House Committee on Constitutional Review. We have carefully reviewed the proposed bills and have made recommendations that we believe will enhance our peaceful coexistence as a people of diverse ethnic groups, strengthen our unity, and also promote the development and prosperity of our great country. However, permit me to state that Ondo State aligns with the progressive aspiration of the Southwest geopolitical zone in advocating for true federalism that reflects socio-political, cultural, and economic realities of the federating units. This will be in tandem with the true fiscal federalism where states have full control of their resources and revenue while remitting about 40% of the revenue to the federal government. This, we believe, will serve the cause of fairness and justice to have a review of the current revenue allocation formula, which is skewed in favor of the federal government. On state police and internal security, permit me to also say that it is sufficiently clear that the growing insecurity in the country has rendered centralized police structure unsustainable. The centralized police institution has tried its best, but it has become overwhelmed, underfunded, and ill-equipped to solve evolving and diverse security challenges like kidnapping, banditry, terrorism, farmers-headed clashes, cultism, and cybercrime. These crimes continue to thrive due to delayed response to crimes and lack of local intelligence on the part of the centralized policing architecture. We therefore call for the establishment of state police to strengthen internal security. This position is further strengthened by the success story of the Amotekun Corps under the Western Nigeria Security Network, which has significantly improved community policing, deterrence, and intelligence gathering in spite of being restrained from handling sophisticated weapons and lack of prosecuting powers. States are closer to the people and they better understand the local peculiarities of crime and security threats. It's also of interest to the government and the people of Ondo State that additional local government be created in the state, just as Lagos State Local Development Council areas, LCDs, are being proposed for inclusion in the Constitution as fully fledged local government areas. In Ondo State, we have functional 33 LCDs duly created by the state government. We strongly advocate that the proposed bill be expanded and these 33 LCDs in Ondo State be recognized as fully fledged local government in the first schedule of the Constitution. Furthermore, Ondo State is not opposed to the creation of new states as requested in some of the proposed bills, but the government and good people of Ondo State strongly oppose excising any part of our territory to merge with any new state or join existing states. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, we are committed to the working with the National Assembly and other stakeholders to ensure that the Constitution is amended to further reflect the yearnings and aspirations of Nigerians. We recognize that the Constitution is not a static document, but a dynamic instrument that must be adapted to the changing needs of the society it serves. I'd like to urge all of us on this forum to be guided by a commitment to the principles of democracy Through federalism, inclusive governance, and social justice, we must strive to create a constitution that is truly reflective of our values, aspirations, and our collective visions for a better Nigeria. It is important for participants to engage constructively in the deliberations and make meaningful contributions to the constitutional alteration processes. We anticipate your deep insight, exchange of ideas, progressive perspectives, and impactful inputs, which will, no doubt, be invaluable in shaping the future of our country. Once again, we welcome you all to Ondo State and to this historic public hearing on constitutional review, even as I wish you all fruitful deliberation when you move to the technical section, and together we will create a brighter future for our country, even as I declare this gathering open for deliberation. Thank you, and God bless.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, we appreciate you. Thank you, the committee chairman and all the participating states, Ekiti and Osun State, and inclusive Ondo State. We are happy with you. Thank you, Your Excellency. God bless you, sir. Distinguished guests, now that the program has been properly declared open, it is time for the technical session. And I invite the essay to Mr. Speaker, the House of Representatives on Legislative Matters, Samuel Ajayi Esquire, to come and give the summarized compendiums on these that has brought up to this point.
Thank you. Your Excellencies, the Governor of Ekiti State, Your Excellency, the Chairman of this committee, the indefatigable leader, Honorable Faleke Abiodun, the Chairman, Southwest Center B, all honorable members from House of Representatives, members of states of House of Assemblies, Your Royal Highnesses, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon to you all. May I, in a very profound manner, present to you this brief summary of all the bills in this technical session. We have about 81 bills in the House of Representatives, and the bills are already compounded into this form, and as will be put before you, we have electoral reforms, which contains about 12 bills, collectively aiming to address the conduct of all the general elections. We also have judicial reforms, which also contains about 21 bills, proposing amendments, including to designate the Court of Appeals as the final appellate body for some election petitions. We equally have the legislature, which is about aiming at seeking to transfer the power of claiming a new assembly to the clerk of the National Assembly. Also, we have inclusive governance, which has about 3 bills aiming at creating reserved seats for women and physically challenged persons. I think we should have a round of applause for this bill, especially from the women. Also, we have the security and policing bills, which has a single bill for now. Then we have devolution of power, which is having about 10, which is 10 in number, aiming at transferring water management to state governments. We equally have strengthening of institutions bill, which comprises of 14 bills, aiming at expanding the Federal Civil Service Commission to ensure representation from all states of traditional nations. A single bill, which is to recognize and establish the advisory and functional role of traditional rulers within the security and governance framework. Also, we have fiscal reforms with 2 bills focused on mandating the publication of Auditor General's reports and designations. Citizenship and indigenship bill, also in 4, we have it in 4 bills, proposing a new citizenship by investment, granting citizenship right to spouses of Nigerian women, and granting indigenous status to persons by reason of birth, marriage, settlement for not less than 10 years. Very importantly too, we have fundamental human rights compounded into 4 bills. This is also to seek to define the torture and human treatment, to include parading of crime suspects, and proposing that any international human rights instrument ratified by the federal government automatically. We have local government autonomy, which is also put in 14 bills under this subhead, seeking to enhance the autonomy of the local governments by providing structured system of executive and legislative arms of the local governments, as well as independent electoral body for conducting elections to local government offices. These are the summary of all the 81 bills before the House. So for want of time, we will not really go into the details. These informations are contained in the compendium that are before us. Thank you, and God bless you all.
Thank you so much, sir. Please let us applaud the essay to Mr. Speaker, please. Thank you so much for the beautiful job. Your Excellency, we will now go to the perspective of the state governors in the 3 states. And so we will start with Ekiti State, who will give the perspective of the government of Ekiti State. The Attorney General is representing the governor of Ekiti State, and we will do that very shortly.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. All protocol duly observed. So I go straight to the perspective of Ekiti State, and it's contained in a memorandum which we've already submitted this morning. And the first is the federalism. We believe that it's the federalism should be retained as a system of government. It is also noted that although all states in Nigeria were not created at the same time, hence some states are ahead of others in terms of development due to their years of existence. Ekiti State is one of the last batch of states created in October 1996. And thus, the state government needs an enabling environment for the rapid development of the state. Therefore, the state government established 22 local LCDAs, which is Local Council Development Authority, for faster growth and development of the state, particularly at the grassroots. And these LCDAs are impacting the state positively. So our recommendation is that this August meeting should have we want the constitutional recognition given to all the local government areas as units of the Federal Republic of Nigeria by amending Section 3 of the Constitution. What we have done is to put it in a box form. Number 2 is the justiciability of a right under Chapter 2 of a 1999 Constitution. The Chapter 2, especially Section 17, 18, and 22, contains education, health, environment, and social rights, but they are currently not justiciable. Recently, the revenue of the federal government has increased due to numbers of factors, such as the fuel subsidy removal. And in recent times, states of the Federation have been receiving various intervention funds, such as UBEC Fund, Ecological Fund, which are meant to cater for education, environment, health, and socio-economic rights and the needs. Our recommendation is we therefore recommend that Chapter 2 of the Constitution should be amended to take these rights justiciable. Thank you. And the third perspective of Ekiti State is the human rights, the right to freedom from discrimination. It is noted that the Constitution, as it is guaranteed rights of freedom from discrimination. However, there is a growing concern from the various interest groups and association of persons. This is Ekiti State now. Give me 2 minutes, please. That's why we came from Ekiti State. It is noted that the Constitution, as it guarantees rights to freedom from discrimination. However, there is a growing concern from various interest groups and association of persons with disabilities for express provision in the Constitution to prohibit any form of denial of person from participating in public political life on basis of disability. We also have the state police, which His Excellency the governor of Ondo State has ably captured. We are also recommending that Section 124 and to 126 of the government should be amended
to give powers to state to establish and control the state police and community police to complement the effort of Nigerian police force in maintenance of law and order and the protection of lives and property. And the fifth is gender equality and inclusion. The Constitution, as it ensures federal character in the composition of conduct of affairs of government of Nigeria. The federal character as a tool has assisted to promote national unity through affirmation action and its express inclusion in the Constitution. In the same vein, it is necessary to make gender equality and inclusion through fair representation of women and persons with disabilities and a prerequisite in the composition and conduct of affairs of Nigeria. So we are recommending, the Ekiti State is recommending that section 14.3 should be amended to include the composition and conduct of affairs of government of Nigeria or any of its agencies should ensure fair representation of women and persons with disability. We are also proposing the office of the Accountant General of the federal government to coexist with the office of Accountant General of the Federation. You will know that in Nigeria today, the signature bonus, the custom and excise duties, and all payable, they go to the office of the Accountant General. The state government does not know how much that comes to those as excise as duty until we have Accountant General of the federal government, separate and distinct from the Accountant General of the Federation. And that is our proposal, that section 162 of the Constitution should be amended to have two Accountant General, one for the Federation account, one for the federal government. And second to the last is enforcement of fundamental rights. The Constitution guarantees enforcement of fundamental rights of person likely to be contravened in any state. But the question is, if we look at the law, it said any person. What we are suggesting in the case is that because there could be some class actions, we are suggesting that it should be amended to include any persons, so that there could be so that the laws, the courts will have free atmosphere in adjudication. And the last one is the herders policy. Farmer herder crisis have become a worrisome national issue. Many lives have been lost as a result of farmer herder crisis. There should be a constitutional provision prohibiting indiscriminate movement of cows from one location to another within Nigeria. Herders must compulsorily acquire land to build shelters, shade, ranches from their businesses, and must not be allowed to indiscriminately crisscross the country herding cows. This will reduce the friction within herders and farmers. We are recommending that the Constitution should be amended accordingly and be inserted a new section which shall provide for the prohibition of indiscriminate movement of cows within Nigeria. We have some other ones there about the recognition of the traditional and religious leader. I guess that they will come and make their presentation. Thank you very much. Sorry I've taken your time, but it is worth every minute of it.
Mr. Chairman would say something. No, just a minute. Mr. Chairman, sir.
Thank you. Please, those who have papers to present, go straight to the critical areas, as we're only giving you two minutes. Two minutes, please.
Thank you. Thank you. Your Excellency, we now want to have the perspective of the governor and government of Osun State, and I invite His Excellency, the Deputy Governor of Osun State, Prince Kolawole Adegboyega, who is representing the Governor of Osun State. Thank you, Your Excellency.
For want of time, I want to really adopt all the already established courtesies. But permit me to share this little experience before I go on to read what is written here. In 2004, there was this conference at International Conference Center in Abuja where we were asked to come and discuss about political reform, electoral reform, and judicial reform. The occasion was chaired by Professor Jerry Ghana, and I presented a paper which almost caused me a problem. And what was it? I was the chairman of my local government then. And I said, we are talking about electoral reform, we are talking about judicial reform. What are the causes of these problems in Nigeria? For you to aspire to be a councillor, you have to mortgage your, parents' property. The cost of our electoral campaign in this country is just too much, if English will permit. Please, the committee, the members of this committee, can we look at something to be done about this particular issue? Because this is what normally leads to violence. When you have mortgaged everything your entire family is having, then you are desperate to get to that position. And if something is looked into this area, then maybe we'll have a peace of mind. Secondly, the cost of governance is extremely on the high side. And what can be done to this? Is there a way we can reduce the cost of governance so that we make it less attractive and it will not become a matter of life and death? These two important areas, as a politician, people said, well, I'm talking or working against where I belong. I said, look, the truth must be told at all times. And this particular area, please, the chairman of the committee, you can kindly look into this area, this in Nigeria. Thank you. It is my pleasure to address this historic event. Our gathering here today is an affirmation of the readiness of the national leadership to ensure restructuring through legislative process and constitutional procedures. Nigeria as a nation has challenges which are best addressed through amendment process rather than a revolutionary approach. A well-intentioned tinkering with the constitution will eventually correct areas of defects in our federal practices. For us in Osun State, we have firm faith in the capacity and readiness of the National Assembly to midwife a gradual process of national reforms. It is in line with this faith that I submit the following proposals for the national rebirth through constitutional amendment. The major areas of our recommendations focus on true federalism, security, social justice, and good governance. This submission aims to highlight critical constitutional amendments necessary to strengthen our nation's unity, deepen federalism, and promote equitable development. Key areas recommended for constitutional amendment: A, devolution of powers and through federalism. The current context we are having now, the 1999 Constitution, particularly the second schedule, consolidate many critical functions and resources within the exclusive list, limiting the autonomy and fiscal independence of federating units. Decentralization hampers effective governance at the state level and restrict local innovation and accountability. Recommendation: we advocate for a comprehensive restructuring that transfer key items such as policing, internal security, railway transportation, prison services, and mineral and solid resources from the exclusive list to the concurrent list. This shift will empower states to legislate and operate in these areas, fostering local solutions, efficiency, and accountability. Such restructuring aligns with the principles of true federalism, promoting a balanced distribution of powers and resources among the federal, state, and local government. B, establishment of state police and security architecture. The current context we have now is Section 2141 of the 1999 Constitution establishes Nigerian Police Force as the sole policing body with no constitutional provision for state-controlled police forces. Decentralized security architecture has proven inadequate in addressing Nigeria's multifaceted security challenges. Recommendations: amend Section 214 to explicitly authorize the establishment of state police with clear constitutional guidelines to prevent abuse and ensure operational harmony with federal security agencies. Localized policing will enhance community engagement, intelligence gathering, rapid response, and overall security effectiveness. It is imperative that security be decentralized to restore public trust and ensure safety for all Nigerians. C, electoral reforms and INEC independence. The current context we have now is the credibility of Nigeria's electoral process is often questioned, partly due to the perceived influence of political actors over the independent National Electoral Commission. The current appointment process lacks sufficient insulation from political interference. Recommendation: amend the Constitution to establish an independent, transparent appointment process for INEC officials, potentially involving the National Judicial Council, to ensure neutrality and integrity. Additionally, provisions should be strengthened to incorporate electronic voting, digital technology, and clear penalties for electoral offenses, ensuring transparency, inclusivity, and public confidence in the electoral process. In conclusion, the people of Osun State and Nigeria at large believe that bold and deliberate constitutional reforms are essential for nation survival and sustainable development. These reforms centered on true federalism, localized security, and electoral integrity will foster justice, equity, and national cohesion. We urge the National Assembly to approach this constitutional review with patriotism, urgency, and an unwavering commitment to the voices of the Nigerian people. Only through deliberate and inclusive reforms can Nigeria realize its full potential as a united, secured, and prosperous nation. Thank you all for listening.
Thank you very much, sir. His Excellency Prince Kolawole Adegboyega Adeosi, the Deputy Governor of Osun State. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, at this point, may I invite the host governor, the Governor of Ondo State, His Excellency Dr. Loki Orimiso Ayedatiwa, to deliver the position paper for Ondo State government.
Thank you. Your Excellencies, Right Honorables and Akabiases, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, to save our time, earlier on when I was making my remark,
I said clearly that the Southwest Zone, we have a position that we all agreed with. And in the course of that, I mentioned about 3 aspects of our positions. Spoke about state creation, state policing, and mineral resources, which are very, very critical. All of that are contained in this position paper from Ondo State government. The other area that were mentioned by my colleagues, we also all agree to it, and they are also in this paper put together by Ondo State. I also know that there are a lot of other critical stakeholders that are here from this state that have their position paper to be presented. And you can see that at the end of the day when you are doing your collation, some of them will align with what we have here, and those ones that we cannot capture, and they are very, very meaningful for our good as a people, please accept them as part of our own position paper in Ondo State. As I submit this to you, thank you and God bless.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. We appreciate you, sir. Let me bring to the microphone now the Chief Judge of Ondo State, my Lord Honorable Justice Ayedo Olusegun Odushola, to speak on behalf of the judiciary. My Lord, sir.
Your Excellency, the Executive Governor of Ondo State, Your Excellencies, the Governor of Ekiti State and Osun State, ably represented, Your Excellency, the Deputy Governor of Ondo State, the Chairman of Southwest Center B, Your Excellencies, please permit me to stand on the existing protocol. Just a few days ago, I received a letter from the State Secretary to the State Government intimating me of the Constitutional Review public hearing today. I quickly called a meeting of the entire law community in Ondo State, especially the stakeholders in the justice sector. And we have been able to come up with some recommendations and remarks. Because of time, I will read out some of those bills as it relates to number 13 to 33, which is on judicial reform. Number 13 says, a bill for an act to alter the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Cap 23 laws of the Federation of Nigeria, 2004, to provide for the establishment of the Ecclesiastical Court of Appeal of the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, and the Ecclesiastical Court of Appeal of the states and for related matters. Here, we say the establishment of the Sharia Court of Appeal and Customary Court of Appeal are responses to a need to address adjudication for Nigerians who decide to live either by customary law or Islamic law. The cause here appeal from the Sharia Court and the Customary Court. Today, there is no court in Nigeria known as Christian or Ecclesiastical Court of Appeal. This is because most Christian values are largely subsumed in English tradition, which is the foundation of the current common law in Nigeria. While the religious concerns must be constitutionally addressed, there may also be a further need to create ecclesiastic lower courts and map out a jurisdiction for them for the proposed court to have any effect. It is important that Christian religious sentiments are constitutionally addressed by this amendment. So our remark is that there is no objection to the creation of the court in the manner of the Sharia Court of Appeal and the customary court of appeal for any state that desires it. Concerns must, however, be heard for legal instrument for the creation of lower court from which appeals to the court will come. Then a bill for an act to alter the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria to make the Court of Appeal the final appeal court in governorship, national and state houses of assembly, election petition, and for related matters. This is a welcome development, as it will not only assure that election litigations are timely concluded, but will reduce resources and time wasted on litigation. It must be noted that during election litigation seasons, the courts usually abandon other cases, some of which affect the liberty of persons or economic activities. The Court of Appeal, as the final court for the resolution of these cases, will assure quicker dispensation of justice and reduce tension in the polity. Here, we wholeheartedly support this proposed amendment. So we have put in our resolutions and our remarks. I do not want, because of want of time, I will lay before the committee our decisions and remarks. But let me also say this, that the body of health of course in Nigeria, to which I belong, sometimes late last year made recommendation to the Constitutional Review Committee in the National Assembly. The body of health of course consists of Chief Judges of the Federal High Court and High Court of Federal Capital Territory, the President of National Industrial Court of Nigeria, Chief Judges, Grand Cadis, and President of Customary Courts of Appeal of the FCT, and 36 states of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And this joint committee of this body of heads of courts presented their position to the joint committee of the National Assembly on the review of the 1999 Constitution. I also adopt the position of the heads of courts on these amendments. Your Excellencies, Kabiyesi's, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you for your attention. Thank you.
Thank you very much, my Lord. Your Excellencies, all other parts of the protocols are respectfully observed. At this point, may I bring to the microphone Right Honorable Adeoye Aribasoye, the Chairman, Conference of Southwest Speakers, to speak on behalf of all the lawmakers in the Southwest. Mr. Speaker, sir.
Thank you very much. Your Excellencies, the Governor of Ondo State, the Governor of Ekiti State, and the Governor of Osun State, and all other dignitaries here present, all legislatures from Ondo, Ekiti, and Osun, and every other person here, please allow me to stand on the already established protocol. First and foremost, let me adopt in total the representation made by the Governor of Ekiti State through the Attorney General to say that this also represents our position from Ekiti State as lawmakers. However, I must say that I also have the mandate of all the speakers in Nigeria and the 991 members of House of Assembly members in Nigeria, the 176 members in the Southwest, and to be more specific, the 78 members in Ondo, Osun, and Ekiti State to also speak on the following areas. I must say
that for us as members of the House, we are in tandem and in support of the bill on legislative reform, particularly on Section 65 and Section 105 of the Constitution, that is, which is a bill aiming to take the power for proclamation, bringing into being the House, from the governor to the clerk of the House, to ensure the independence of that arm of government. Instead of the House of Assembly being proclaimed by a proclamation being made by the governor, the clerk of the House should be empowered to do so. And this is the position of all members of the House of Assembly in Nigeria at our last meeting. Also, on the issue of inauguration of new assembly, it is our considered view as members of the House of Assembly that once a person have actually won an election and this, what's it called now, certificate of return had already been issued to him on no condition, and this should be strengthened in our Constitution. On no condition should such a person be disallowed from taking oath of office. We have experienced that in some states in Nigeria where where a person won an election, member-elect, got certificate of return, but because the governor or the person in power doesn't really believe, have ulterior motive, and such member-elect were not inaugurated, even for 4 years. It happens in this country. And it should be made, strengthened in the Constitution that on no condition should such happen again in Nigeria. So, for the inauguration of the House of Assembly, anybody that won an election, should be allowed to take oath of office. And that is part of our position. We also believe in devolution of powers. We believe in state policing. We also believe in the gender inclusion, and particularly a reserve seat. We strongly believe in reserve seat as practiced in Rwanda and some other countries of the world for our women. We are equally canvassing for youth inclusion. There should be quota system also for youth in the Constitution. These are the areas and many others, since we know that whatever the National Assembly does at the end of the day, it will still require 2/3 majority of the houses of assembly to bring in, 2/3 majority, that is 24 houses of assembly, to pass it, to also give their concurrence. So whatever has been done by the National Assembly, the state houses of assembly, 24 state houses of assembly, must give a concurrence. And that is why we will not talk too much on some of other issues, but at our level, we will meet, and anything and everything that we believe will be for the advancement of this country, will be for the advancement of the people of Nigeria, we are ready to also concur at the end of the day. Thank you, and God bless.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Adeoye Aribasoye, the Speaker, Ekiti State House of Assembly, and the Chairman, Conference of Southwest Speakers. We appreciate you, sir. May I bring to the microphone now the Speaker, Ondo State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Olamide Oladiji. Mr. Speaker, sir.
the host governor, His Excellency Dr. Lucky Orimisa Ayedatiwa, the governor of Ondo State. I pay my respect to you, sir. With your kind permission, because of our time, let me quickly, I want to rest on the existing protocol, but you will permit me to recognize my brother, the Speaker of Ekiti State, Right Honorable Ariba Soyi Adoye, and his legislators. I pay my respect to you. And let me use the Deputy Speaker of Ondo State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Olalade Gbegudu, as a point of contact to the distinguished honorable members from Ondo State House of Assembly. I pay my respect to you. Mr. Chairman, sir, it is indeed a great pleasure to be part of this important occasion of the ongoing process of amending the Constitution of Federal Republic of Nigeria, Southwest Center B, comprising of the 3 states of Ondo State, Osun State, and Ekiti State. On behalf of myself and the distinguished honorable members of Ondo State House of Assembly and other distinguished invitees who gather here today, I wish to express my gratitude to His Excellency, the Governor of Ondo State, Dr. Lucky Orimisa Ayedatiwa, and the entire people of Ondo State towards the planning and the eventual hosting of this one-day public hearing and constitutional review. Let me also formally welcome the Chairman, Constitutional Review Committee, who also double as the Deputy Speaker, House of Representatives, Right Honorable Benjamin Okezie, Kalu, CFR, and other distinguished honorable members of the committee to Ondo State. As we are all aware that our gathering here today is to primarily brainstorm on the compendium of bill before the House Committee. Constitutional review for input now placed before us in Ondo State, Osun State, and Ekiti State. Let me quickly join my brother, the Right Honorable Speaker from Ekiti State, to add here that the position of Ondo State governor, as far as as far as the bill is concerned, is hereby adopted by the Ondo State House of Assembly. However, there's need for us to add one or two things. That is in the area of the autonomy of the Houses of Assembly. Please recall that in the course of conducting the 4th alteration in the year 2017, this underlisted act to alter the provision of the Constitution of Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended to provide for the funding of the Houses of Assembly of State directly from the consolidated fund of the state was unanimously affirmed by all the state Houses of Assembly, and equally speaking, the section was summarily enacted by the National Assembly on the 7th of June 2019, cited as Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 4th alteration, number 4, Act 2017. Ladies and gentlemen, it may also interest you that this enactment lead to the creation of House of Assembly Service Commission and other related matter. This same act was equally provided for the 5th alteration, Act number 6, 2023, enacted by the National Assembly in the year 2023, March 17, precisely. The State House of Assembly are demanding for the implementation of financial independence of the State House of Assembly and state judiciary in Nigeria. Please also recall that the former president, now late, General Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR, Equally, issue an executive order 10 in support of this autonomy year 2023, shortly before leaving the office. It may also interest you to know that the non-implementation is still seriously posing a threat to the separation of power, as eulogized by John Locke in his theory of separation of power, as the legislation usually runs to the executive in a matter relating to fund release. Finally, the legislature in all the state houses of assembly will not rest until we are financially independent, as this will further enhance our input and output to parliamentary business. Number 34, a bill for an act alter the Constitution of Federal Republic of Nigeria, Law of Federation Cap C2 23 2004, to confer the power of proclamation of the new assembly to the clerk and the National Assembly and the State House of Assembly, as the case may be. Our analysis. Let me join my brother from Ekiti also, that this section 64, subsection 1, and section 105, subsection 1, talk about the dissolution of the tenure and allowing the executive to always open proclamation of a new parliament may be amount to disruption in check and balances as related to the separation of power. 2, allowing the clerk of the National Assembly and the State House of Assembly to do this job will firmly protect the theory of separation of power, thereby ensuring the independence of the legislation. Number 35 from the compendium, a bill for an act to alter the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 to specify the time with which the executive bill shall present to the National Assembly any treaty between the Federation and any other country for enactment and for related matters. Analysis. This section spoke about the implementation of treaties which may or shall protect the sovereignty of the Federation, and no state houses of assembly will stand against such enactment. Finally, the Ondo State House of Assembly would like to appeal for more time in order to present a better position on the proposed bill. Thank you, and God bless.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Your Excellencies, distinguished members of the House of Representatives, our royal fathers, my lords, so far to this point, our leaders have spoken. At this point, we now want to move to the people in whose hands the mandate of our leaders reside. And so therefore, Your Excellency, the chairman of this committee and his members have received the position papers of about 52 organizations, interest groups, memoranda from 52 organizations on different subject matters. But we would like to give a few of these 52 organizations maximum of 2 minutes to come around and make a summarize what we want to say. We have greeted Mr. Governors and all the excellencies. We have clapped and greeted the chairman of this committee and all the leaders, even our royal fathers and the chief judge. Just mention your name, your Thank you. So we will now go to the organized labor. And we want to start with the NSC. Please, the NSC State Chairperson, Comrade Olapade, please. Okay, please. Please, maybe I would need to meet you where you are, but then, sir, please come. Immediately I give you the microphone, your 2 minutes begins. No, just one person, sir. Just one person, sir. Sorry, please. Okay, maybe you just stay here. Mr. Chairman, please, it will take only 2 minutes, sir. Only 2 minutes, because the memorandum is already with the committee, sir.
Solidarity, Mr. Governor, our comrade governor, Dr. Olumisa Lucky Ayedatiwa, please permit me to stand on a certain protocol. Yeah. Further greetings from the President of Nigerian Labour Congress, Comrade Joe Ajeru. Already we submitted our memorandum, and memorandum was segmented into two, that is A and B. I will only give out the highlight. One, the federal structure and power devolution under A, labor on the exclusive legislative list. B, the national minimum wage. Local government autonomy, judiciary autonomy, legislative autonomy, social, economic, and cultural rights, and as contained in the chapter 2 of the Constitution. Comprehensive judicial reforms, electoral reforms to strengthen INEC, to deliver transparently credible, free, and fair election, gender equality for women and girls, public revenue, fiscal regulation and revenue allocation, Nigeria police and Nigeria security architecture, strengthening independence of oversight institutions and agencies created by the Constitution or pursuant to Act of the National Assembly, residency and indigent provisions, immunity, the National Assembly, lastly, state creations. Before I drop my mic, I want to add this. In 1984, the late musician, Sonny Okosun, released an album, Which Way Nigeria? Up to today, we are still here to provide answer to that question. Please, I want to say this again to our honorable members in the upper chambers. There are pains behind the smile of Nigeria workers. Nigeria deserves living wage, not minimum wage. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Your Excellency, NSC and heard its time is now time for TUC, Trade Union Congress, TUC. Then Noga should get close here, TUC.
Your Excellency, permit me to go straight to the business as it has been presented by the TUC National Secretariat through Ondo State. The Congress acknowledges the effort of National Assembly in engaging citizens, civil society organizations, professional bodies, traditional institutions, and other key stakeholders. In this vital process, only through such inclusive engagement can the people truly take ownership of the Constitution. Over the years, Nigeria has constantly demanded amendment to the 1999 Constitution as amended to address its numerous shortcomings. We are pleased that this administration is taking concrete steps toward achieving that goal. However, we must state equivocally that previous amendment efforts, including the comprehensive review under President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, were never implemented. Sir, we are praying, don't do this like other constitutional amendments. We must not allow history to repeat itself. We urge this assembly to revisit and adopt the recommendation of the past constitutional review exercise, making necessary adjustments to reflect contemporary realities. What Nigeria needs is a constitution that is homegrown, people-driven, and tailored to a peculiar socio-political context. While there is value in studying other models, wholesale adoption must be avoided. Importantly, let me stress that the Trade Union Congress of Nigeria oppose any attempt, direct or subtle, to undermine organized labor or erode the constitutional and legal safeguards protecting workers' rights and freedom. The Constitution must continue to uphold the right to unionize, to strike, to bargain collectively, and to defend and certify of the national minimum wage, especially for vulnerable and downtrodden. We wish to inform this gathering that the TUC has formally submitted its memorandum outlining our core demand and recommendation, which include strengthening democratic institutions, making socio-economic right justice, promoting gender equity and inclusive governance, protecting labor rights, advancing true federalism and local government autonomy.
Time on, please.
Thank you for your kind attention.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Don't forget your set too. Maybe this for him, I don't know. Your Excellency, we want to plead again that we have only 2 minutes for, if you can make it less than 2 minutes, we'll be so glad. Noge, it's your time. It's your turn now. Your time starts now, Noge. Noge, you have 1 minute more. 1 minute more.
Standing on the already established protocol, this is the position paper of Noge on local government autonomy in Nigeria.
as we all know that most of the challenges Nigeria is facing starts from the local government. On this note, the suggested constitutional amendments of NOLGE are as follows. 1. All contradictory provisions of 1999 Constitution as amended that allows for the confusion and manipulation should be erased. For instance, in Section 7, subsection 1, all the phrasing appearing after the words and accordingly should be deleted. Instead, the following should be inserted. There shall be for the local government council a chairman. Insist on strict observance of the provision of Section 7, especially full observance of the provisions on democratic elected local councils. New provisions / amendment of local council shall read thus. Those other provisions that contradict full autonomy should be expelled from the Constitution to avoid the serious contradictions. For instance, the structure, finance, establishment, composition and functions of local government council should not be vested in the state government or state house of assembly, but in the Constitution, in view of Section 5 that proposes vesting executive powers of the local government council in the chairman. The constitutional provision on the existence and functions of the State Independent Electoral Commission should be expunged completely. The 1999 Constitution, because they have become the instrument of anti-democratic practices by state governments.
Thank you.
On behalf of NOGE, we are appealing to the President of this nation, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. We also appreciate him for the bill, for the cases he instituted at the Supreme Court, which gave us a very landmark judgment of July 11, 2024, that gave local government autonomy. Though it has not been implemented, but we know with time it is going to be implemented. Thank you and God bless you all.
Essay, please come. Your Excellency, we want to quickly take the perspectives of our traditional institutions led by our royal fathers. And so we invite the Chairman Council of Obas in Ekiti State to, I know Kabiyesi will stick to time. Thank you, Kabiyesi.
I will not waste your time. Your Excellencies, much respect. We just want the government to recognize the position of traditional rulers in the lives of our people, because we are the only constant in the lives of these people. Government go, government comes. We remain. And in the midst of the traditional rulers, there are justices, lawyers, all kinds of professionals, and many permanent secretaries. So we have a deep repository of knowledge among us. So not utilizing us is like having a very big, well-equipped library with no doors. So we want a constitutional position on the traditional rulers, so that people don't dismiss our advice, because what we do at the moment is advisory. You don't need to listen to us. But a situation where you cite some projects in our towns and contractors abandon and run away. If these projects are wound round the neck of the Kabiyesi, there is no Kabiyesi who doesn't want his domain to prosper. We want a situation where we are recognized constitutionally and we are given specific roles. And then, when the recognition comes, at the time of independence, we were referred to as a house of chiefs. We are not chiefs. that the colonialists, they recognize that Kabiyesi, the king of England, was the only king. But we know we are kings. Olawa is not a chief. I'm not a chief. I'm Kabiyesi Olojudo of Ondo Ekiti. The Ooni of Ife is not a chief. And the Sultan of Sokoto is not a chief. So we want that when you restate us back in the constitution, you identify us as House of Kings.
Thank you, sir.
Or the royals. So we believe that you will do what is appropriate for us on behalf of all the Kabiyesis in Ekiti State and in Nigeria. We thank you for bringing us to give a piece of what we want. Thank you very much.
Kabiyesi, thank you, Kabiyesi. And we quickly come back to Ondo State to have the Chairman Council of Obas in Ondo State to have his intervention within 2 minutes. Kabiyesi.
Your Excellency, the Governor of Ondo State, Your other Excellencies, members of the National Assembly, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, just to support the foundation laid by Kabiyesi Olojudo of Ondo, that our request is simple, and we've submitted memo to that respect, which is already captured in the documents here. Ours is just a request to tinker with Section 220 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria to make provisions for traditional institutions going by contributions to nationhood. It's not in the best not to capture the essence and our roles in nation building. Ours is just to support the political leadership in whatever we do. It is just about to make provision for the Nigerian Council for traditional rulers, just as the Kabiyesi said, it's for kings and not for chiefs, and that the usage of the word chief is very derogatory. So we believe that the National Assembly will take notice of that and I'll do the necessary tinkering of the Constitution to that effect. I must equally say that we are in tandem and in support of what the Governor of Ondo State presented in relation to various thematic areas of discussion here. We believe that I must make reference parallelly to what Mr. Governor said, that a niche of Ondo State should not and never be excised to merge in creation for another state. If we want a state for Ondo State, we will request for it as appropriate. We thank ladies and gentlemen for hearing, and we believe the National Assembly will accord due recognition to the traditional institution accordingly. Thank you very much.
Your Excellency, we thank you so much for staying with us up to this point. We'll take 2 women and we'll go on break, after which we'll come back and continue where we shall have stopped. 2 women will come up now. One from Ekiti State, talking on inclusive governance. That is Honorable Titilayo Akure. Honorable Titilayo Akure, are you here? She's not here, or she's here? Madam, are you? Okay, please. Then another woman is also will be talking to us on reserved seat. I will keep the identity under wraps before. Just 2 minutes, madam. 2 minutes. We'll be glad.
Your Excellencies, please permit me to stand on existing protocol. I'm here to represent women from Ondo, Ekiti, Osun, in the quest for a reserved seat for women. We are asking for 1 seat per state in the 36 states of Nigeria, plus the FCT, making 37. For the Senate, for the House of Reps, we are also asking for another 37 seats. And for the State House of Assemblies, we are asking for 3 seats per senatorial district, making a total of 108. Your Excellency, we are asking for only 187 out of the 449 seats. It is not too much. It is achievable, it is possible, it is beneficial, it is profitable. Your Excellencies, permit me to send a very strong message to the Osun State delegates that in the last 20 years, your State House of Assemblies have no representation of the female gender. As we speak, there is no female elected legislator in Osun State. There is none in the House of Reps. Your Senate, I am not sure. In the whole of the Southwest, you are the least represented when it comes to female elective positions. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Great Nigerian women!
Thank you. Thank you.
Great Southwest women! Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Essay, please, essay.
Signatories. These are signatories from the zones. Signatories of Nigerians. 33,000 signatories. 33,000 signatories.
Thank you, ma'am. Your Excellency, Your Excellency, the list given to us here shows that the Honorable Commissioner for Women Affairs in Ondo State, Dr. Sheumbosade Osemaye, spoke, our own paper spoke on reserved seat, and she's coming up now to make just 2 minutes. If you can do it in 1 minute, 30 seconds, I will be glad. Your time starts now. Honorable Commissioner.
Your Excellencies here present, but it will be a disservice to the women of Ondo State if we don't specially acknowledge and appreciate our own governor, the 18-0 Pro Mass governor, the Kosheleri governor, a man whose visionary leadership has placed women properly in positions of empowerment and emancipation. We want to specially recognize and thank our own governor, His Excellency Dr. Lucky Orimisan Ayedatiwa. I also want to acknowledge and appreciate the host governors of Osun and Ekiti states, ably represented by the Deputy Governor of Osun, His Excellency Prince Kolawole Adegboyega. Can recognize her. And also the Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice representing the Governor of Ekiti State, Mr. Dayo Akpata Hesehin. I want to recognize the Deputy Governor of Ondo State, His Excellency Dr. Adelami. I thank you, sir. Okay, let me quickly thank the chairman of the Southwest Center B, Honorable Faleke, the Tinubu man. Everybody say Tinubu Joe. Okay, so for us in Ondo State, as Ondo State women, our position is simple. We have an executive summary of this position, and we are simply asking that there should be proper and adequate female representation in our legislative body.
One more minute,
It's
please. One more minute.
To understand that the inclusion and the reserved seats will ensure equitable representation, foster greater inclusivity in governance, strengthen democratic legitimacy and development outcomes, and most importantly, encourage more and better participation by competent women and foster mentorship.
Thank you.
The reserved seats for women is not just a matter of representation. It is a step towards building a more just, inclusive and prosperous Nigeria.
Finally.
We therefore urge stakeholders to seize this opportunity to ensure gender equity in our constitution. Ondo State women therefore supports Service for Women Bill and the Bill of Physically Challenged Persons.
Thank you. God bless you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, ma. I want technical. Thank you, ma. Thank you, ma. Thank you, ma. Merci, ma. Merci. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Esheo. Now, Your Excellency, we want to take 5 minutes break to relax, and have a break. But Your Excellencies, before you proceed on your own break, we would like you to have photographs with members of the committee and also photograph with the Secretariat back room officers. And thereafter we'll come back immediately after 5 minutes to continue where we are stopping now. Your Excellency, want to take photograph now with His Excellency. Please, if you pick papers from this table, please, other programs, please come and drop them, please. All our protocol lists and papers, please return them here. Photograph with all members of the House of Representatives, the committee members, and the secretarial staff please photograph with His Excellency. Afterwards, all legislators will have photograph with Mr. Governor and His Excellency. Please, our papers are missing here. Please, if you gone with our papers, please return them. Thank you, Your Excellency. We would have members of the House of Assembly, Ondo State, Ekiti State. Please join Mr. Governor.
Abiola crisscrossed the length and breadth of Nigeria.
Federal House are here already.
On the expected transformation.
Okay, only members of the House of Representatives with Mr. Governor. Only members of the House of Representatives with Mr. Governor.
June 12, 1993.
And Deputy, yes.
Had never been so faithful in performing their civic responsibilities as the turnout on election day was overwhelming.
We'll be downstairs. House of Assembly. House of Assembly. Okay. House of Assembly, please join Mr. Governor and his deputy, please. Please.
All over Nigeria. All over. I was not even a single program of government. It was free.
The House of Assembly members. Okay. Okay. We'll do it state by state. Ondo State first. Ondo State first. Then Ekiti will follow. Then Osun will follow. Ondo State first. The technical staff can just stay back. I will call you to have photograph with Mr. Governor. Technical staff can just stay back, please. Technical staff can stay back. Ondo State House of Assembly members only. After which we will have Ekiti State and we will have Osun State.
But I refused to announce the totals.
Mr. Diaz, can you Diaz, if you are there, you okay.
Directed by the federal military government to announce the final result. The intention.
Now, Osun State, please. Osun House of Assembly members. Ekiti, please. Ekiti legislators.
Some powerful people in Nigeria are threatening the federal government.
Good to see you. Looking good always. Please, if you have our protocol list with you, kindly return it.
Announced as president and installed as president.
Please, someone went away with our protocol list here. Please, let's have it back. We beg of you.
Thank you. Now the secretarial staff. The secretarial staff with Mr. Governor, please. The secretarial staff.
Was, however, cut short with the broadcast annulling the election by the then head of state.
Please, if you left with our protocols, our working papers here, please kindly return them.
Was generally seen to be free, fair, and peaceful.
Mr. Speakers, please. Mr. Speakers, Ondo and Ekiti, kindly give us. Thank you, sir.
All the states of the federation before the actual voting began.
And all of a sudden.
Thank you, Your Excellencies. We are going to release His Excellency the Governor of Ondo State, the host governor, to go and continue.
Later that he was made to stop it. He was not convinced about it. But showed later his words and actions.
In 5 minutes, we would. In 3 minutes' time, we'll reconvene and continue.
To Chief MKO Abiola, but also to the global community that had rated the entire electoral process as a pride to democracy in Africa.
I made the wildest possible consultation and sought assurances that I would not be chasing shadows. These assurances were given, in some cases from the highest level of government. I consulted the president himself. and he gave the assurance himself that this time around he was serious. I was therefore convinced that the commitment to civilian rule come August 27, 1993 was firm, settled, and irrevocable. I could not imagine that the purported transgressions of the judiciary could possibly today. The International Observer Group says so. NEC itself says so. They know it and they said it. In his affidavit to the Court of Appeal in Kaduna, NEC said the results were already unknown. I won.
Chief M.K. Abiola anchored this campaign on welfare to poverty. If that election had not been annulled by the military junta, the Ibrahim Babangida junta, Nigeria will have today joined the rest of the world, will have been a leader in the world.
Nigerians registered their displeasure over the annulment with protests, especially in the southwest.
I was one of the 52 people who gathered.
We acknowledge His Excellency as he departs us, please. He said, His Excellency, the governor of Ondo State, said we should take their register before when we are closing and report to him those who may have left.
Late Admiral Kanu, Mr. Opadokun from Kwara, and I were asked by the meeting to withdraw and go and deliberate on the name by which the gathering should be called. So we left the meeting, and after some discussions, we agreed that that organization should be known as National Democratic Coalition, NADEC.
Most Nigerians across board were agitated. And they showed it. So people started trooping out to the street, demonstrating.
It was clear where we were going then, that Nigeria was trying to go back on track, even though there were still some of us who were skeptical about the military intention then, and also the intention of the world powers. Whether really they will leave us alone to manage our affairs or subterraneously do some other things.
Amidst the protest, the seat of power became too hot for General Ibrahim Babangida that he had no choice than to exit the presidential villa, replacing himself with an interim government headed by a corporate world leader, Chief Ernest Shonekan. Few months later, the interim government was toppled in a palace coup led by General Sani Abacha.
The interim national government is hereby dissolved. The national and state assemblies are also dissolved. The state executive councils are dissolved. The brigade commanders are to take over from the governors in their space until administrators are appointed. Where there are no brigade commanders, the commissioners of police in the states are to take over.
Yet, protests over
please, we are
June 12 election.
Reconvening now, please. Let us get settled so that we can make our positions known. Let us now, please. Is that your time for interview, please? I'm sorry.
Release the result of the June 12 election.
Do the interview later.
And
let us start.
Put the democratically elected president, who is myself, in charge of affairs.
The repressive style with which the military junta sought to crush the protest and dissenting views resulted in many lives being lost.
Please let us get settled now
to exile.
He issued a communique asking General Sani Abacha to install the winner of the June 12 election, Bashir M.K. Abiola, president, and hand over power to him within 30 days. That's the ultimatum we issued to the military junta. By the way, that was the first time in our history that a group of civilians were there to issue an ultimatum to a city.
Session is hereby called to order.
He unleashed series of
second part. The chairman of committee has called the session to order, so please, you cannot do anything again. For one, you have a presentation to make. Go and sit down if you want us to call you. We are starting now with to make presentation now is Alhaji Waidi Fadola, Nigerian Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs. Where are you? Nigerian Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs. Where are you? Not here. Okay. Now to join the business table, Right Honorable Bolaji Egbeyemi Olagbaju, Chairperson Conference of Female Parliamentarians in Nigeria, and Ekiti State Deputy Speaker. Right Honorable, please come to the business table. Right? Right Honorable Bolaji Fabemi Olagbaju, please come to the business table, please. No, it's here, sir. We'll call.
Gentlemen, can you please be seated? Please. Photographer, please, can you stop? Madam Joel Ojoku.
Alhaji Waidi Fadola, please. Are you here? Okay. That is not there. Now we're going to groups. Okay, we still have 2 women. Sir, under no. Now it's time for Right Honorable Olagbaju, please. Right Honorable Olagbaju, please come and make your presentation. Right Honorable Olagbaju, please come and make your presentation, ma'am. Chairperson Conference of Parliamentarians, Please come and make your presentation, man.
Please call another person. You don't need to.
No,
Let's call another person. Okay.
Okay. Now, next is Conference of Female Parliamentarians. We are waiting for you, man. Okay. Nigerian Youth Coalition, Nans, where are you, please? Nigerian Youth. Nigerian Youth Parliament. Youth Parliament, you are not here. Okay. NBA, NMA, NSE, NUJ, bill is there. Thank you. And NBA, you have sent your position. Thank you, sir. Yes? Yeah? All right.
All protocol duly observed. I'm representing the National President of Nigeria Union of Journalists, Comrade Alhassan Yahya, and my name is Prince Leke Adegbite, NUJ Chairman in Ondo State. We've submitted our proposal to the committee, and we are urging you to look at it critically, considering the fact that we all know the importance of the media in any society. Just imagine what we have been doing since morning here. Without the media, people will not know what is happening. So, considering this, we want to appeal to the National Assembly to specially pay attention to the proposal of the Nigerian Union of Journalists, NUJ. Thank you very much.
NUT, please. NUT, Nigerian Union of Teachers. NUT. 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 Nigerian Union of Teachers. Just 2 minutes.
Please permit me to stand on assisted protocol. My name is Comrade Ayodele Samuel Leke, the State NUT Chairman of Ondo State, representing NUT. It is with profound humility that we, the teachers of Nigeria, appear before the highly distinguished members of our exalted National Assembly to appreciate the ingenious and civic assignment of reviewing the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, which has proved overdue to be reviewed for a more effective and efficient development of our great and diverse country. Removing the burden of funding primary education from local government councils in Nigeria is a welcome development. Its significance is overwhelming as it repositions the local government councils in Nigeria for efficient service delivery and overall national development. It has paved the way for the following: 1, more reliable and equitable funding; 2, enhance efficiency in resource management; 3, improve accountability and oversight; 4, focus on core government functions; 5, alignment with national development goals; 6, long-term impact on human capital development. In summary, removing the funding of funding primary education from local government council could lead to a more centralized, efficient and equitable educational system in Nigeria. This realignment supports better resource management, higher standard of quality, and stronger accountability, all of which are critical for empowering the next generation and driving national development. Posterity will live to appreciate the thoughtfulness of the 10th National Assembly for doing this great service, not just the local government system as a third tier of government in Nigeria, but for the future generations of Nigerians. This recommendation will not only strengthen the local government system, but will deliver a uniform development of primary education across each state of the Federation. Thanks.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Now the turn of Manufacturers Association of Nigeria. Manufacturers Association of Nigeria. Thank you. Manufacturers Association of Nigeria. All Farmers Congress. All Farmers Association of Nigeria. Farmers Association of Nigeria. Farmers. Nothing. Okay. Market men and women. Association of Chambers of Commerce, Industry, Mines and Agriculture. Meetiala. Park Management, NUT and NATO. Banks and other financial institutions. Oil and gas companies. None. Okay. Okay, market woman. Which is your own? We call. You are not listening, sir. You're 2 minutes.
Okay, ma.
Ẹ kú jókòó gbogbo ìgbà ẹgbẹ́ ọlọ́jà àwa nìyá gọ́vnà àwa nìyá president àwa la bí gbogbo wọn torí obìnrin rere ni àwa a bí àwọn ìjọba wa kọjọ kan gbọ̀wọ̀ ẹ̀bẹ̀ wa bó ṣe ń gbọ̀wọ̀ ẹ̀bẹ̀ àwọn aṣíwájú wa tẹ́lẹ̀ ẹ fún wa ní ipò lókè kì í ṣe kíchìn nìkan níṣẹ́ wa àwa náà fẹ́ báwo èèyàn gidi jókòó ẹ̀rọ tí Ọlọ́run mọ́ àwa obìnrin lára ẹ fàyè gbà wá ẹ ṣé o mo dúpẹ́.
Your Excellency, we would like to look at organizations seeking for the creation of states. 1 minute, please. We have 2 organizations seeking. Just 1 minute, sir. Oh, yeah, please. Please, now talking. So the person presenting is here coming. Organization seeking. SWS, please. Which is on, sir? Okay, sir. SA, please. SA, please. Which is your own? Sir? State creation, please.
Ìgbómìnà máa ń kíyìn o, àwọn alówó kábímọ.
1 minute more, please.
With all respect to this very important seat, I'd like to stand on existing protocol. My name is Dr. Faleye Adeola. I am here to represent the voice of the Igbominà people. We've been marginalized over years, over centuries, and we have a voice, a cultural unity, and all the sparse around the Kwara, Ekiti, and the central states, which is in Osun, Ila-Orogun particularly. We have this united voice to come together, and this is the course we are running. We have enough IGR that can sustain this state creation. Ours, over the years and centuries, started in 1930 precisely, up to 1996, and presently 2025. We're not just waking up the chairman, our respected Right Honorable Faleke, with all respect. We have capital, human capacity. We have agriculture, cocoa, mineral resources that can sustain this state creation. We have the need to sustain the creation and job opportunities for our youth. In what we have submitted to you, we have over 100 members of the communities in Igbominà, Kwara, and in Osun that have signed our proposal. It is our interest that this unanimous granted seats of the Southwest Center B public hearing in Osun allowed us to have this state created. And what we are also requesting is that it's been unanimously agreed that Ila-Orogun, being the historical center and a unifying force culturally, be the seat of the state of the Igbominà created state capital.
Thank you.
We respect you, and we want to say that we have children, we have enough IGR that can sustain us once this is created. Permit me to honorably say, sir, Mr. Chairman, that among you seated under your leadership, we have a son in person of Right Honorable Abdul Rahim Ade Soji Adewoye, who is one of you under your leadership. We have Right Honorable Clement Akoni Olonwa. That informs you that even if we have the opportunity to have this state created, we will not fail you. I am glad to inform you that Baba Amotekun, popularly known by you, in person of a former governor of the state of Osun, is also in support of our cause. Thank you very much. Ìgbómìnà o, ṣé ìyá wí ni mo wí? Ìgbómìnà máa ń kíyìn o.
Thank you. Now, what you tell
Please permit me to stand on the established protocol. I stand in for Orogun of Ila, the Oluko of Ajasepo, myself as Olomo of Omaran, all Igbominal in Kwara State. Yoruba purely, we are Yorubas and extraction from Ile-Ife and Oyo. Now, the nation of region drives characteristics, common setting, defining characteristics of geographical land boundaries, ethnicity and homogeneity. We are one. You separated us, you delineated us, and you secede part of Yoruba land to Yorubas and Hausas in the north. We are almost 8% of Yorubas in Kwara State. Now, by implication, what Dr. Falegan said, we have the potentials to stand as a state, and it will be suicidal if we separate part of Yoruba to the north and to the Fulanis. I want to round up by saying that seceding Igbominal race to Hausa and Fulani hegemony will continue to be the worst thing that can happen to humanity. Our continuous stay in the north will make us to be the only vulnerable Nigerian tribal group left in the hands of political and social discrimination. Thank you.
Thank you, Kabesi. Thank you, Kabesi. Thank you, Kabesi. Mr. Chairman, we want to invite somebody living with disability, Benga Falabi, of the Joint National Association of Persons with Disability. We'll make his presentation now.
Thank you very much.
Just 2 minutes, sir.
Okay, sir. Your Excellencies, all the protocol duly observed. I want to appreciate the committee for this opportunity. My name is Boyega Afolabi Esquire. I'm representing the Joint National Association of Persons with Disability. We have a common position as John Apid all over the nation towards this amendment of the Constitution. We are pleading that persons with disability who constituted 16% of the total population of Nigeria has been neglected over time. Our voice have not been heard, our interests have not been protected. And this is obvious from the current position of the Constitution. In the old Constitution, there is no single place in the Constitution where the rights of persons with disability was mentioned at any point. Therefore, we are proposing as follows, that the preamble of the 1999 Constitution, particularly at the second paragraph, should include disability as one of the factors in which persons should not be discriminated. Again, we are also saying sections such as Section 15, Section 17 should include persons with disability. And we are very specific at Section 18 that compulsory education has been proposed should include inclusive education, inclusive and compulsory education for all persons, including persons with disability. We are also proposing that Section 42, which prohibits discrimination against persons, should also include disability as part of the issues that persons should not be discriminated against, also on the basis of disability. We are also proposing that in Section 54 of the Constitution, which provided the languages for the conduct of the business of the National Assembly, should include sign language. Persons with hearing impairment cannot speak English, Hausa, Igbo, Yoruba, but they needed to also understand what is going on. And the same thing should be applicable to Section 97, which provides the state. And lastly, we are also proposing that the nation should also think about the interests of persons with disability with the use of the items in which person with disability communicate. For instance, the use of Braille, which is the reading or writing for blind persons, should be made also necessary and should be made part of our educational system. Thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you so much.
Grateful.
We appreciate. Thank you. Now, President NCWS, over to you. 2 minutes, man. 2 minutes.
Your Excellencies, this is the presentation of NCWS from Ondo State, representing Ekiti, Osun and Ondo State. My name is Bishop Mrs. Odushola, the Ondo State President. And what we are saying is that we have adopted the resource seat for women. As I am speaking here, it is something to all the women and NCWS all over Nigeria. And we say that we want more of women in the House of Assembly, Senate. We want in all areas where women can function. We don't want women to be left behind. We don't want women to be condemned in a place. So we want more women in governance. I was looking at the high table and said, we are not seeing women at the top table in front of the seat. So we want the same thing. Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Eshe. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for doing it, Papa. Your Excellency, we are going back to creation of state. So many agitation from Ijo. Okay, Akoko. Okay, Akoko.
Your Excellency, protocols. We have submitted our memo for the creation of a state out of the present Ondo State. In 1995, it started. By the year 2014, the confab recommended Ose State to be created out of the present Ondo State. We have submitted our papers to the office of the National Assembly. We want you to look at it critically and give us Ose State. Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you, sir. Toro Igbo State is next.
Ìjọ kìmẹ̀ ní àwọn. I am High Chief F.J. Williams. I am here to defend the demand for the creation of Toribe State from Delta, Edo, and Ondo states. What is the historical antecedent that led to the balkanization of Ijaws in the Western Delta fringe into 3 distinct states today as minorities? 1914, Lord Lugard put in place E.D. Morel's committee to advise on how the border between northern and southern protectorate should be created. E.D. Morel's report suggested the use of the river Niger and Benue, but Lord Lugard rejected that report on the ground that some of the ethnic nationalities on the banks of the rivers may be balkanized into different, they may be balkanized and they will suffer that balkanization. But the same colonialists came to the Delta and used the river Niger to divide the southern protectorate into eastern and western regions,
And that was how the Jaws who occupied the coastal fringe of the Niger Delta became divided into Western Ijaws and Eastern Ijaws. Yeah.
20 seconds more. 20 seconds more.
Today,
20 seconds more.
Today, the Jaws in Edo, the Jaws in Delta, the Jaws in Ondo State have decided to come together as a state of their own with the opportunities for self-determination.
Thank you, sir.
Let me quote some of our heroes past.
Your paper is already there, sir.
No. For instance, Rotimi Williams, who was the Minister of Justice in former Western Region, said, I am quoting him, government had the fullest sympathy with the claim of the Jaws to be grouped together. It is immoral to split one ethnic group into two, with one part in the east and another part in the west. Whatever recommendations the commission might make, it should ensure that all the Jaws are grouped together. Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe, he said no language group should be balkanized in a way calculated to transform it into any segment into a permanent minority. And that in any state, it is not okay to separate a people concerned physically from their kith and kin. In other words, any language group must be concentrated in each state on the basis of self-determination.
Thank you, sir.
Those in Ondo State, in Delta, and in those states are decided to come together under Toribe State. To be able to put up plans of their own for self-development.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. God bless you, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Now the turn of lower court judges. Lower court judges. Mama? Lower court judges.
Good afternoon, everyone. Your Excellencies, my lords, in absentia, the Honorable Chairman of this committee, I'm adopting all existing established protocol. This is the lower court judges that we have in Ondo State, Ekiti State, and Osun State. I am Fumi Edwin, a Chief Magistrate Admin, and I represent my colleagues here. This association is the Association of Lower Court Judges, consisting of magistrates, grade A, presidents of customary courts, and that is what we have here in Ondo, Ekiti, and Osun. We don't have Sharia courts and upper area courts. We have a memorandum for the alteration of Section 318, subsection 1 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, as amended, to which we are asking for the expansion of the meaning of judicial officers to include judges of lower courts, magistrates like myself and my colleagues, to also include presidents of customary courts, grade A, as judicial officers within the context of the Constitution. Our courts are courts of first instances. When any matter is brought from the police station or from any security agents, our courts are the courts of first instances, and then we handle mostly 80% or maybe 75% of cases. As we are seated here, most of us we are still going back to our courts to go and sit, because today is Friday and we have to keep the society in peace and in order. We are here, we are not inferior courts, but we are just lower court judges. But our positions are not Our positions in the community, in the society, in Nigeria in general, is not recognized. For instance, as we are seated here, we are being clamoring to be heard. We are neither trade unions, we are not members of GISUM, we are not members of Nigerian Labour Congress, we are not members of any association. So we have not been recognized and we have not been known.
Thank you, ma'am.
Sir, we are asking that section 318, subsection 1 of the 1999 Constitution as amended be expanded to include us as judicial officers. We are sandwiched as officers. We are recognized as judicial officers only in the context of the code of conduct for disciplinary actions. When it comes to disciplines of judicial officers, we are recognized, but when it has to do with emoluments, sir, may I bring to your notice, if you don't know, I'm sorry, please permit me.
Thank you, ma'am.
Sir, if you don't know, sir, please may I quickly say this. The emoluments, the magistrates' allowance of magistrates and my other staff here, my other colleagues here, is 187 naira 90 kobo per month. My sitting allowance as a magistrate, and yet we are expected to feed our families just because we are not recognized as judicial officers. We are neither civil servants nor judicial officers, thereby sandwiching us and making us to receive paltry sums as emolument salaries and allowances. Because of this, sirs, we are praying this great committee to please, while considering the other bills, to passionately consider our bill to be passed into law for the president to assent to, so that we can be recognized as judicial office within the context of section 318 subsection 1 of the Constitution of Nigeria. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. The committee has heard you. Before I call NSDC Civil Defense, I want to invite International Federation of Women Lawyers, FIDA.
Honorables, all protocols duly observed. My name is Bolanle Olafunmiloye, and we are here to represent the International Federation of Women Lawyers, FIDA Nigeria. We are here representing Ondo State, Ekiti State, and Osun State, and we fight for the rights of women and children. We have submitted our position paper, but we want to say that we support fully the reserved seats for women's bill. It is about time that women take their rightful position in determining the fate of this country. So, what we say is that the Constitution, sections 74, sections 78, should be amended to reflect that more women must be in the Senate, in the House of Representatives, and also in the state houses of assembly. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, NSDC. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. Okay, Mr. Chairman, sir, I'm here to represent the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps. Our presence here is just to emphasize the importance of what the National Assembly has done to ensure that a body, Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, was established. In the wisdom of the National Assembly in 2003, this organization was transformed to Confessional Security Organization. But we have been having issues since then. The issue has been that this organization is not part of the constitution. We have existed for more than 50 years, but we are now seeking amendment to, or an addendum to section 214 of the constitution, which says that the Nigerians should have only one police force. We are not police force. The Nigerian National Assembly, in your wisdom, sir, you ensure that we have armed forces. We now have police force. We don't need to join about 70,000 personnel again to the force. That is why a civil organization is established. That is what is the practice all over the world. But because of that section 214, it has always been a problem, particularly with police. Our personnel are beaten up, they are arrested, they are detained sometimes. In fact, sometimes they will say, go and bring the act that say you can perform this or whatever. So if it is part of the constitution, we will be having that problem. That is the only thing that we are here for. So in fact, it has gone to the extent that clamoring for agitation for, instead of collaboration, they have been, a kind of clamoring for integration. Integration will not, it's not proper, because all over the world, civil defense is an international organization is existing all over the world. So we should be there as an independent body in the constitution, particularly to do this special assignment, sir. Apart from that provision for security operation, we also have we are supervising the private guard company that has over 1 million guards in Nigeria. Somebody who is supervising such large body should be in the constitution. We also have this idea of settling conflict without necessarily going to court. If those cases were civil, between 2014 and now, the court has been able to resolve more than 120,000 cases. Now, if you look at our correctional centers, awaiting trials are even more than those already convicted. So if we have a body that can handle all these things, then there will be no problem in ensuring that Nigeria is living at peace. That is the essence of our being here this afternoon. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you so much. Comrade Elekan, are you here, please? Please come to please for your paper. Farmers Congress. Comrade Elekan, please, are you here?
Standing on the existing protocol, great farmers,
Great nation.
great farmers,
Great nation.
no farmer.
Great nation.
Sir, we the recognized warriors, we are the farmers. The life of any nation depends on the farmers. And it has been a chain that we've been observing that whenever positions are being shared, both locally, state-wise, or nationally, the farmers are not being recognized, and until we are able to put round peg in a round hole, that is why the system works. We are talking of food security. When people who do not have the knowledge, enough knowledge of farming, are being asked to lead the farmers, how are we going to curb the issue of food security? We want you to consider this in our constitution, that round peg should be put in a round hole. 2, we are also talking of peace. The United Nations says much about peace. And how can we obtain this peace? How can we have peace? We cannot have peace until when there are no hunger, no poverty in a land. And if you want to prevent this, we need to think of a thing that is the open grazing. Open grazing has caused a lot of damage to the farmers. Our wives are being raped, our children being killed, and our farm products being destroyed by the herdsmen. We want the act to be proclaimed that there should be no open grazing, so that there will be peace, there will be no war, and there will be no crisis.
Thank you, sir.
These are what we are demanding for. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Now, Forum of Association of Auditors General, that states and federal, please come.
Your Excellencies, good afternoon. My name is Adewa Oluwole. I represent the body of federal and state auditors general. We recognize the fact that we are recognized in the Constitution of Federal Republic of Nigeria. However, we are only seeking for a certain reforms, part of which is operational and financial autonomy for the office of the Federal and the State Auditor General. Then we seek the reform in the area of the creation of Audit Service Commission, then autonomy in budgets and funding for the office of Auditor General for the state and the federation. We still have some others amendments too. We have submitted this in our proposal to your secretariat. Thank you very much, and I hope all these amendments will be looked into.
Thank you, sir. Forum of Women, Federation of Women. Okay.
My name is Dr. Sidiko Adamson Shodainde. I'm representing the Federation of Muslim Women Association in Nigeria for Ondo, Ekiti, and Osun. Our desires, that without wasting much of our time, let me just go straight to the point, that we desire gender equality, we desire protection from violence, that is, we strengthen laws and enforcement to prevent domestic violence, harassment, and abuse. We desire economic empowerment. We should address economic disparities and promote women's participation in decision-making positions. Then we desire healthcare access. We want representation and participation in leadership positions, as also been mentioned by fellow women groups. Then we also want you to incorporate the issue of being sensitive to gender sensitive. We should work on gender sensitive language, whereby we ensure constitution and use language that promotes gender equality. We desire affirmative action as represented in this year's International Women's Day. We want affirmative action, to consider affirmative action provision to promote women's participation. Then we want protection for women's rights, to strengthen provision to protect women's rights and to also prevent discrimination. Thank you.
Thank you. Your Excellency, next is memorandum on the submission of how. No, okay. Commander Lekon, please come and speak to your proposal, please.
Mr. Chairman, honorable member of the Constitution Review Committee, ladies and gentlemen.
Use your mic, sir.
Mr. Chairman, honorable member of the Constitution Review Committee, ladies and gentlemen, good day. My name is Elekon Shola, a concerned citizen, a data scientist, and a policy commentator from Ondo State. I rise to call attention to a serious ambiguity in Section 182, subsection 3 of the 1999 Constitution, which may disenfranchise future gubernatorial candidates not due to voter rejection but due to silence in the law. This section states, a person who was sworn in as governor to complete the term for which another person was elected shall not be elected to such office for more than a single term. However, it does not define what qualifies as completing the term. There is no time threshold, unlike the U.S. Constitution, which says if you serve more than 2 years, it counts as a full term. Without such a time limit, a person who becomes governor for just a few days before the end of a term could be permanently barred from serving again, even if they have only been elected once. Imagine a case where a governor resigns 1 week before leaving office and their deputy assumes office and takes the oath. Should that short period count as a full term? Is that justice? Is that democracy? Our constitution already recognized threshold, like the 25% in 24 state rule in section 134 of section 2. We need a similar clarity of threshold in section 182 subsection 3. My respectful recommendation is that this committee should amend section 182 subsection 3 to include a time-based qualifier. For instance, if a person served less than 2 years as a successor, it should not count as a full term. This is not about personalities or politics. It is about future proving of our constitution, ensuring fairness, and closing legal loopholes that could one day be exploited. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Kabiyesi from Ilaje, we are expecting you now. Kabiyesi from Ilaje. And after that, Forum of State Independent Electoral Commissions will be your turn. And finally, Youth-led Electoral Reform Advocacy Consortium.
With utmost respect to the chairman of this section and other distinguished members of the House of Representatives, we here are Obas from Ilaje.
Ẹ ṣé àwọn kábíyèsí sọ̀rọ̀ ẹjọ́ ẹjọ́ ní sùúrù forí adé o. Ẹjọ́ kábíyèsí are speaking please thank you. Ẹjọ́ ní kábíyèsí o.
Can I ask for the indulgence of the MC to help me give these ones to the members so that they can also have a copy as possible over our position? We didn't want to take too much of your time because we have heard where the governor of the state said he's not opposing to creation of any state, but he will be opposing to any attempt to cut any part of Ondo state to join another state. We as Ilajes, we are not opposed also to the creation of any state. The more, the merrier. But we want to say that it looks like Ondo state perhaps is the only state that is being balkanized so much, and Ilaje in particular is going to be divided into 3 states as it were. One is to go to Ijebu State, one is to go to Toruibe State, and maybe the remaining one, we don't know what it will be. Sir, the Elder Williams that spoke about Toruibe said, many people said it would be unfair that people that speak one language should be balkanized into different places. Ilajes from the beginning of Ogoye up to Olosumeta is Ilaje land. All of us there have one culture, one language, and banded by so much. And we are a bit afraid that why is it that everybody feels that Ilaje should be part of their own state? So we want to emphasize that the oil reserve that is discovered at Eba Island is part of Ilaje and part of the Ondo State Foreign Reserve that from colonial era has been there. We therefore want to appeal that we have no problem if Toruibe State will be created or Ijebu State, but none of our land will be allowed to be cut off. We want to remain as one. Ilajes want to be one. We are the only tribe today within the state that have only one local government, and we are happy being together, living peacefully. We wouldn't want to have anything with any other state. We want to remain as one. And we are therefore objecting to the creation of any state that will cut any part of Ilaje away.
Thank you,
in our paper that we have submitted, we have sufficient documents that shows the history, the existence of Ilaje as one entity from 1914 up to today. Thank you. But as I go, sir, one of the popular movements today in the Constitutional Review is the agitation of women for inclusiveness. Any house where there is no woman, the house is a turbulent one. For Nigerian governance to also have a face, we are supporting the idea of women being included in governance. Thank you.
Kábíyèsí, kábíyèsí o, kábíyèsí o, kábíyèsí. Finally, maybe because before finally, state electoral commissions, body of state electoral commission.
Please permit me to rest on the existing protocol. Our positions are just straightforward. My name is Dr. Joseph Aremo, the National Secretary of Forum of State Independent Electoral Commission of Nigeria. We have submitted a memo before now on electoral reform as it affects grassroots election. And in tandem with the spirit of true federalism, we believe that there must be a uniformity in terms of the tenure of the local government. We thereby recommend that there should be a new section under Section 7 to include a new tenure for all the local government administration in Nigeria, which is 3 years. We also submit that because when you look at Section 81(3) of the Constitution, the fund accruable to INEC is charged on consolidated fund. But a semblance of that under Section 121(3), we find out that SIEC is missing. We have National Assembly, we have Judiciary under Section 81(3), but when it comes to state level, under Section 1213, we have House of Assembly and Judiciary. There's an omission of State Independent Electoral Commission. We therefore submit that State Independent Electoral Commission should be included. Also, under Section 124, we propose that rather than scrapping SIEC, SIEC should be strengthened, because even INEC didn't start one day. But by strengthening SIEC, we are going to be doing things in tandem with federalism, because Nigeria under Section 3 is a federal state. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you. Civil society organization, 1 minute, please. After a minute, I take my mic. Okay, wait. I didn't know you were here. You were here. You didn't talk. Okay?
Thank you very much, sir. We already submitted our memorandum to the House, but we just want to emphasize that my name is Franklin Oloniju, Chairman, Coalition of All Civil Society in Ondo State. What we just want to emphasize, basically, are just two key things. One, we want to see that the research bill for women is considered in the Constitution. And if you look at even from the high table, when we were looking at, there was even not a woman that was on that high table. It shows that more than ever, we need that affirmation. We need that to be passed. Secondly, we cannot underemphasize the concept of having a state police. And we hope that the House will also consider that as we move on. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Youth-led electoral reform advocacy. 1 minute, Oga.
Thank you so much, sir. Very quickly, my name is Dr. Adesunoro. We represent the largest youth movement called YAP Niger. We have submitted the memo to the House of Assembly. I will just read it to you in 1 minute. 1, transfer the constitutional powers to appoint chairman and commissioners from president to non-partisan committee to make INEC more independent. Number 2, we are saying that the conclusion of pre- and post-election petition before swearing in of winners to be done to ensure defendants are sworn to office before petitions are concluded, so that we do not have undue advantage over petitioners. This will ensure that elected officials like you, sir, are not distracted from election petitions cases once sworn to the court. And number 3, we are saying let's delete INEC power to prosecute electoral offenders from the Constitution and create room for the transfer of those powers to an electoral offences commission to be created by an act of the National Assembly. This will help INEC to concentrate on the conduct of free, fair, and credible elections. So, with the panel of the chairman, I now present the comprehensive.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Finally,
this memorandum is presented by Olumide Daramola on behalf of Electa, and we are presenting 2 bills. One, independent candidacy. This is the first one we are presenting, while the other is reserved seat for the women. Women, are you here? Women, are you here? All right. In conclusion, the moments demand courage, not just to confront, The 10th Assembly has changed to define a new era of democratic integration and economic resilience, which should grow Nigeria GDP over 227 billion. Let us think beyond religion. Let's think beyond party. And let us prioritize nation building over entrenched belief. Let us remember that inclusion is survival and not sentiment. Building our entrenched belief. So we ask, in a world where economic power is shifting, our country are deliberate investment in inclusive government. Will Nigeria step up or fall behind? Women, say hi. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, we want to have the wrap-up and closing remarks by the subcommittee deputy chairman, our own dear son in Ondo State, member House of Representatives representing Akure Southwest Federal Constituency, Honorable Adegboyega Adefarati.
Good afternoon. Our leader, the chairman of Akure Center, Right Honorable Abiodun James Faleke, and other honorary members here, present, stakeholder here present. Let me stand on the established protocol. My job is to do the wrap-up of today's session. As we draw today's public hearing on the cultural review of the 13 thematic areas for the 81 bills submitted to the National Assembly to a close, I want to express our sincere appreciation to all participants and organizations that have contributed valuable insights and submissions throughout this process. Today, we explore vital aspects of our nation's constitutional framework, emphasizing the importance of decentralization, inclusivity, and true federalism. The submissions highlight several key points that are crucial for Nigeria's continued growth and stability. Firstly, the need for states to have full control over the mineral resources, contributing 40% of the federal government, aims to promote equitable resource sharing and regional development. The creation of regional states and local government areas, including the inclusion of SCDA in the Constitution, reflects our commitment to regional autonomy and administrative efficiency. Secondly, the establishment of state police and the autonomy of the House of Assembly and judiciary underscore the importance of decentralizing security and judicial functions, empowering states to address local challenges effectively. Moreover, we emphasize the need for gender equality, fair representation of women and young people in power sharing, and the inclusivity of all citizens in democratic processes regardless of social status. These are vital steps towards establishing a more just and equitable society. In addition, the creation of dedicated office for the Accountant General to oversee federal and federation accounts, along with the prohibition of open grazing to reduce farmer elders conflicts, are critical measures towards fiscal transparency and social harmony. Finally, the autonomy of the judiciary and the institutions further ensure checks and balances within our democratic system. On behalf of Speaker House of Representatives, Honorable Tajudeen Abbas, and the Deputy Speaker, who is the chairman of House Constitutional Review, and our leader, Honorable James Biodun Faleke. We want to thank our host governor, Honorable Lucky Olùsọ̀yìndàtiwa, for the support and hospitality we enjoy through our stay in Ondo State. We wish everybody safe travels to our various destinations. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Mr. Chairman, we want to thank you and your members. We want to thank all stakeholders. We want to thank our KBACs. We want to thank the Chief Judge and all judges in Ondo State. We want to thank members of the State Executive Council, particularly the Secretary to the Ondo State Government. We want to thank you, sir. We want to appreciate you for your planning, for all of the things that you have done towards making sure that this program is successful. Your office coordinated, your office did everything possible towards making sure that Abuja, not only Abuja, but Ekiti and Osun are here in Ondo State today. Thank you so much, our SSG. God bless you, sir. Shall we now rise for the state anthem and the national anthem, please?
We want to thank everyone for coming, and we wish all of us journey mercies back to our destination.